Hello students, welcome to today's class. Till last class we were seeing how to form a partial differential equation. In this lecture we are going to see how to solve a partial differential equation, especially the first type. Let us see what are the different types of solutions we will obtain while solving the differential equations. The first is a complete solution in which we have the arbitrary constants should be equal to the number of independent variables, and it is also called a complete integral because the process of solving a differential equation is actually equivalent to getting the integral of that. And the next we have a solution called particular solution or particular integral that when we obtain by substituting particular values to the arbitrary constants. The third one, we have another solution called a singular solution or singular integral, which is obtained from the complete solution by eliminating the constants from the differential equations dou phi by dou a equal to 0 and dou phi by dou b equal to 0 if that phi equal to 0 was the complete solution we obtained. First, we are going to learn how to solve first order partial differential equations. Before starting the procedures, let us just have a look at the various types of the equations. Totally we have 6 types, where the first 4 are the standard ones and the 5th and the 6th ones are equations reducible to standard forms. Today's class we are going to see the procedure how to solve a first type partial differential equation. This is of the first type, that is whenever we have a PDE which is a function of only P and Q, then we call that particular type as type 1. And just have a look at the procedure. Consider the given PDE and mark that as equation 1 and assume the solution z equal to ax plus by plus c and mark it as 2. Then when we differentiate this equation 2 with respect to x and then with respect to y, we will get dou z by dou x, that is actually our notation p, which is equal to a, and dou z by dou y, which is denoted as q, we get that is equal to b. And when we substitute these values, that is p equal to a and q equal to b, in the given equation as well as in that assumed solution, then by solving we will get a complete solution. Let us now learn how to solve problems under this type. Consider the first problem. The question is solve p into q equal to 16. So this is the given equation pq equal to 16. Mark this as equation 1. Now look at this. Just have a glance at the equation. What are the variables present there? Students, please remember the partial differential equations will be having basically the variables z, x, y, as we had seen in the first class itself, the notation. Z is the basic function which is dependent on the two independent variables x and y. So these three are the variables. And what are the partial derivatives which will enter? And since we are starting with first order partial differential equations, the only two first order partial differential equations are p and q, because p is dou z by dou x and q is dou z by dou y. So in equations of first order, we will be having either p, q, z, x, y. But especially in this problem, we have only p and q. So this is of the form a function of p, q equal to 0. Hence, it is the first type. Now, what is the procedure of first type? We saw. Assume the solution z equal to ax plus by plus c. Now, call this as equation 2. Now, when you differentiate this equation 2 with respect to x, what we get? Dou z by dou x, which is p, which is equal to a. And similarly, differentiating with respect to y, we will get q, that is dou z by dou y, which is equal to b. Now substitute these values, that is P equal to A and Q equal to B, in the given equation 1. So we have given equation was PQ equal to 16, and when we substitute P equal to A and Q equal to B, we get A into B equal to 16. Now from here our job is to find the value of B in terms of A, or even the value of A in terms of B, whichever you feel is comfortable. So of course it's a very easy equation, so we get B equal to 16 by A. Now substitute this answer of B in the assumed solution Z equal to AX plus BY plus C. In the place of B, just substitute 16 by A. Now look at this equation which I have highlighted in yellow. How many arbitrary constants now we have? Yeah, A and C. There are only two arbitrary constants. So now you remember what was the uh, types of solutions we had, and especially what is complete solution? Whenever we have number of arbitrary constants equal to number of independent variables, then that solution is called complete solution. Now how many independent variables totally we have? X and Y. That is only two. And here arbitrary constants A and C. So again we have two constants. So whenever the number of arbitrary constants is equal to 2, that particular solution will be called as complete solution. Moving on to the next problem. Solve the PDE root P plus root Q equal to 1. Again look at this equation. Is it not a first order PDE? Because it has got only the first order partial derivatives P and Q. So in first order PDE, it comes under any of the 6 types. So how do we say it is of type 1? Because the equation is having only P and Q. So it is of the form f of PQ equal to 0. And for first type, what is the assumed solution? Z equal to AX plus BY plus C. As usual, when we differentiate this equation 2 with respect to X and then with respect to Y, we have P equal to dou Z by dou X, which is A, Q equal to dou Z by dou Y, which is equal to B. Now what we should do? Yeah, substituting these values of P and Q in equation 1, that is the given equation, we have root A plus root B equal to 1. From here we have, as I said, you should get the answer of one variable, one constant in terms of the other. So here we can get the answer of B as 1 minus root A the whole squared. When we substitute this answer of B in the solution 2, which we have assumed, we get Z equal to AX plus, in the place of B, we are now substituting 1 minus root A the whole squared into Y plus C. Again, this is called the complete solution because it has only two arbitrary constants, which is equal to the number of independent variables. Let us now look at a real-life application. Look at this problem. The flow of impurities in a bloodstream in a hemodialyzer is given by a partial differential equation is given there. Find the concentration of impurities in blood at any x, which is the axial position along the dialyzer, and at time t. Many times people think like what is the necessity of studying all these mathematical concepts, especially in biomedical engineering. But several times the motion of particles are governed by partial differential equations. So that is why we need to study the partial differential equations in detail and how to solve them. Now let us move on to get the solution of this problem. So before moving on to the mathematical portion, let us understand what does it mean. Dialysis, I think all of you are aware of that, the clinical purification of blood. That process is called dialysis, and dialyzer is the apparatus which is used to carry out this process. So all of you are well aware of these things. So let us now move on to solve the problem mathematically. Now consider the given partial differential equation dou z by dou x plus dou z by dou t equal to dou z by dou x into dou z by dou t, which is in our usual notation. If you consider the first order partial derivatives as p and q respectively, what we get? P plus q equal to p into q. I call this as equation 1, where actually z here represents, it's a function of x and t. It represents the concentration of impurities in blood at x, which is the axial position, and at time t. Now look at equation 1. Again, it has only the terms p and q. It does not have x or y or z. So it is of the form function of pq equal to 0. Hence, it is type 1 PDE. So what is the procedure of type 1 PDE? Yeah, assume the solution z equal to ax plus by plus c. Usually we call the second term as by because in our usual notation we have z as a function of x and y. But here a small change, instead of x and t, now z is a function of x, instead of x and y, now z is a function of x and t. So that's why we have to use t instead of y. Again, substituting p equal to a, because when we differentiate with respect to x partially, we get dou z by dou x as a. Similarly, q here is the dou z by dou t, which is b. Now substituting these values of p and q in the equation 1. What was equation 1? We had p plus q equal to pq. So when we substitute, we get a plus b equal to a into b. Now we have to get the answer of a in terms of b or b in terms of a. So here from the equation we have a equal to ab minus b, and taking b common we have b into a minus 1. So from here the answer of b we get as a by a minus 1. Let us now substitute this value of b in our assumed solution. So what was the solution we assumed? Z equal to ax plus bt plus c. So in the place of b, when we substitute this answer, we have z equal to ax plus, instead of b, we are going to write a by a minus 1 into t plus c. Now again, here how many constants we have? Ultimately only 2 constants. So then that's why this is called a complete solution, which is the required concentration of impurities in the blood, that is the value of z at x, which is the axial position along the dialyzer, and at time t. So we are able to get even the solution of your real-time application problem using partial differential equations. Let us now see another application of partial differential equations in real-life problem. Now consider this one. In a biopolymerization process of producing polyester from fructose, the macromolecular reaction is described by equation given, which we observe it is going to be a partial differential equation, of course, of first order, and solve the equation to get the polymer. Now this is the problem. So before starting the mathematical procedure, let us a little bit understand the concept behind it. So biopolymerization, actually it's a process, production process through a bacterial recycling, where bacteria use fructose as an input, chemical input, to produce polymers. This is just a glance we are providing here to understand. Now let us proceed to solve the problem mathematically. So consider the given equation, dou u by dou f squared plus dou u by dou e the whole square minus n into dou u by dou f into dou u by dou e. And when you compare this with our usual notation, that is considering p and q as the first order partial derivatives, we have p squared plus q squared minus n into p into q equal to 0. Call this as equation 1. And when we observe again here, it has got only P and Q in it, and there are no variables, that is X or Y or Z. So this is of the form a function of P and Q, so it will be of type 1. Where here U is the basic function, U, it's a function of F and E, which denote the polymer produced with the given monomer fructose, which is the notation F here they are using, and for a given enzyme E. Now this equation of the form, as I said, it's a function of PQ equal to 0, so hence it is first order PDE, which is of type 1. So what is the procedure of type 1? As usual, assume the solution Z equal to AX plus BY plus C and call that equation 2, where here we are using Z, which is a function of XY, that is our normal notation, but we have to compare that with the notation used in this real life problem, so which is U is a function of F and E. So when you compare, let us go on to our usual notation for using Z in the place of U, X and Y in the place of F and E respectively. So when we differentiate the equation 2 in our usual notations, we get P equal to A and Q equal to B. Now substitute P equal to A, Q equal to B in equation 1, that is P square plus Q square minus NPQ equal to 0. You get A squared plus B squared minus N into A into B equal to 0. So remember, we need to get a value of B in terms of A. When we observe this particular equation, it is not that easy simply as a linear equation we don't have here, but it is a quadratic equation instead. So we are rewriting this in a proper way. A squared minus N into A into B plus B squared equal to 0, which can be considered a quadratic in A. So for a quadratic equation, do you remember the value of the root? So here A equal to minus B, that is the middle term, negative of the middle term. So we have N into B plus or minus root of B squared minus 4AC by 2A. Remember this equation, for a quadratic equation, the root formula is minus B plus or minus root of B squared minus 4AC by 2A. So using this formula, we have here A equal to N into B plus or minus root of B squared, that is N square B square minus 4AC. That is what you have in the place of A. The coefficient of A squared is 1 into C. C is the constant term, that is the last term, which is B squared, divided by 2A. A again is the coefficient of A squared, which is 1. So from here we can simply solve N into B plus or minus B can be taken out from the square root. So you have like this. Again from here, which we can substitute in the assumed solution Z equal to AX plus BY plus C. We get Z equal to A into X. Now here we are getting the value of A in terms of B. So in the place of A, we shall substitute this answer. Plus, as usual, we have the second term as BY plus C. So look at this again. Only we have two constants, that is B and C. So this is a complete solution. But remember, we had used ZXY instead of UFE. So we need to replace them back. We have U equal to NB plus or minus B root of N square minus 4 by 2 into F plus B into E plus C, which is the required polymer produced with the given monomer fructose F and enzyme E. Try to solve these problems. In this class, we have seen how to solve a first type partial differential equation, and we had also seen few real life practical problems where we can apply this and get the solution. And in the next class, we'll see how to solve a second type partial differential equation.